It's come to the point where being single is just a lot safer than dating, getting into a relationship, being in a situationship, or anything with anybody, because the way that these men are set up nowadays, the way that these men move about, the way that these men lie, cheat, finesse, use, abuse, mistreat, all of that, the way that they do that so openly and also without any remorse, without any care, like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, nobody can convince me at any point right now that being in a relationship is better than being single. Nobody, because I am so at peace and content with myself. The only times I feel like stressed out is when I see what these women are going through at the hands of these men. Like, when I reflect on my past relationship, I remember the stress. When I see other women going through it in their relationship every day, the algorithm wants to show me stories of women who are going through it with these men who have been cheated on, who have been abused, who have been lied to. And it's just like, is there even a point of being in a relationship? I don't think anybody could convince me at this point.
Whenever a woman says that she's single and she's good looking and all of that stuff, men especially tend to assume that it's because there's a problem with her and that she's undesirable. And if she's not married, it's like, oh, like, you're at the bottom of the barrel, nobody know why you, yada yada yada. But really and truly, a lot of women nowadays are choosing to stay single and unmarried because these men nowadays are built differently. I don't know what it is, but these days it's better for you to stay single and happy and maintain your sanity than to go be in a relationship just for the sake of saying you have a man or for saying you're married. Have you ever felt lonely in a relationship? That loneliness is worse than the loneliness that you will feel while you are by yourself. Because by yourself, yeah, normal and natural for feeling lonely. But when you're in a relationship and you feel lonely, that's the worst thing ever. I have done so much work to get myself to the level where I am right now. And I honestly cannot risk all of that just to be in a relationship with somebody. In order for me to say I'm comfortable with being in a relationship with somebody, they have to meet certain standards, and the standards that I have are not unrealistic. They're quite easy to meet if you are a decent human being and if you're a good man.
This is probably reason number 500,000 of why I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, and I'm fine with that. I don't want to do anything for you. I don't want to cook for you. I don't want to clean for you. I don't want to be your secretary and set your appointments and chase you around and make you go because of your health. I don't want to pick up your socks for you. I don't want to be one of those people who comes on TikToks and makes funny videos about how you can't do anything for yourself and men do the darndest things and everybody's in the comments like, yeah, my husband does that too. My boyfriend does that too. Fuck that. I want to be with somebody who is an adult. A fully functioning adult. It's been proven time and time again that men are the ones who benefit from marriage and relationships because we get in them and we do everything and they just get to sit back and receive everything from us. And then as a treat, they might do something for our birthday or for Mother's Day. Men get to exist in relationships and just receive. Why can't we exist together? And if we do nice things for each other, it's just organic. It just happens. But it's not the expectation. It's not something I have to do because I'm the woman. When I come home after a long day, I don't want to cook either. I don't want to do shit either. Why can't we flip a coin to see who cooks or if we order food? And then whoever cooks, the other person cleans. Why can't you pick up after yourself? Why can't you set your own appointments? Why do I have to be your secretary? I'm not working for you. I have gotten so lazy. I'm not doing anything. And then there are men who will say, well, then what are you good for? What's the reason why someone should be with you? You're proving my point. You just want to be with somebody to do everything for you. I want to be with a fully functioning adult male who we can come together and exist together, do fun stuff together. We take turns, we pull our own weight. And that seems to be unreasonable. Asking someone to be an adult is unreasonable. I don't even want a cat. I don't even want a pet. I have a plant. I'll be a plant lady. I will be happy. I will not take care of a grown person. I won't.
Throughout my life, I've worked and known of several women who were single in their 30s and in their 40s. Speaking to these women and listening to their reasons, I was automatically able to empathize and understand why they choose to be single in their 30s and in their 40s. And here are a few reasons that I've gathered up that a lot of those women had in pattern. Freedom is the number one answer that I heard from most of these women who were single in their 30s and 40s. You're free to do whatever you want. You don't have to get home and answer a million questions to somebody who's insecure, controlling, or possessive. Another big reason that I've gathered from women who were in their 30s and 40s who were single is a lot of them are simply scared to get into another relationship because they went through a really abusive relationship or even an abusive marriage. And who can blame them? You got out of a 10, 12, 15 long-term relationship or marriage that was abusive physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and verbally. I probably wouldn't want to get into anything serious for a while myself. Here in the United States alone, statistically speaking, 1 in 4 women experience SA at least once in their lifetime. And in most of those cases, it actually comes from their partner at home, not from some stranger down an alley at 2 in the morning. And it's staggering to realize that most of these cases of abuse and domestic violence come straight from within the home. It's actually from your own partner at home, a partner who you should trust. And I don't blame women for having difficulty trusting and getting in something serious with someone else after they've gone through something like that for so long. Fruit Loops for dinner? Why the hell not? Takeout for dinner? Why the hell not? There's no need to cook. There's none of that pressure in a woman's life when she's single, whether she's in her 30s, 40s, it doesn't, even 50s, it doesn't matter. There's no more of that pressure. So you don't have to cook if you don't want to. Overall, women who are choosing to be single in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s simply have a better life and a more peaceful life. And instead of automatically thinking that she's a red flag because she's in her 30s and is single and telling her she's going to die alone, why not ask questions to see if you can understand their point of view and why they're single?
It is better to be single than be with a loser. Let me repeat that. It is better to say, I am a single woman, than be with a loser saying, I am with a loser. Okay? Now, a lot of these guys will tell you in the comments, well, that's why you're going to be single. Well, if you're the only option presenting themselves to me as if you're the prize and if you're the target, then yes, I will be single on purpose. If you are optioning yourself to me, because I didn't even look in your direction, sir, you are not the target. So a lot of these guys are so used to pygmy-ing them that they obviously mistake most women as desperate. Okay? A woman is not desperate to quickly get with any type of loser who can't pay the bills, who can't impress her or do anything.
I think the reason why a lot of women aren't dating men anymore is because collectively we have realized that we have been pouring more into these relationships and these marriages than we have been getting into it, and we have been losing a lot of our power, giving away so much of our power to someone that is not even reciprocating it and can up and do what they want to do throughout the situation. We're also realizing that women get into relationships because they actually want to be in them. Men get into them as a convenience, as a way for them to just live their married life and have control over somebody while they get to have their cake and eat it too. Also, we realize how men are very insecure and they are unhealed. And because they go into situations insecure and unhealed, they are hurting and traumatizing women. So they really need to heal before they try to marry anybody. And women are at a point now where they're realizing I'd rather be by myself than be with the man that's going to tear me down. It's an earthly tower moment to get men to step up.
Made a video that went viral recently about how women are prioritizing peace over low-grade, low-effort relationships with men. And the number one comment that I got from men was, well, fine, if you can live without us, we're just not going to protect you anymore. So first of all, who exactly are you protecting us from? Is it Sarah that we're afraid is going to break into our home and assault us? Or is it men? Is it men that you're protecting us from? Secondly, when women say that we'd rather have peace and safety, we're not talking about physical safety. We're talking about emotional safety. The reason there is an epidemic of lonely, depressed men is because women would rather be alone than in an emotionally unsafe relationship. I feel that we're in emotional danger when we can't be vulnerable and express how we feel. We're being constantly criticized or put down or ignored. For all the men run to the comments and say, well, we want to be valued too. Yes, and you deserve that. But why are 72% of divorces initiated by women? And why statistically are women thriving in singledom and men are not? It is because women en masse are willing to put in the work, be self-reflective, and do what it takes to show up, and men simply are not.
I asked my friend a simple question, really, and I was just like, why are you so content with being single? Like, you're not even trying to date at all. And she was like, being single is better than teaching a boy how to be a man. And I was like, damn, it's really that bad out there? A lot of men are boys now? They don't know how to be a man? Like, what do you mean? Please elaborate. But she said, no, I got to just figure that part out.
Why is it that when I meet older women that are in their 50s and 60s and I ask them, what's the secret recipe for you staying young? And each and every time they tell me it's being single, avoiding a man. And then it started to make sense. I was just in the mirror a second ago looking at myself and I said, girl, now where did that blemish come from? Where did that wrinkle come from? Because it wasn't there 3 weeks ago before you started entertaining a man.
Hello?
So the world has woken up to a shocking new development that women are now choosing to remain single, which I'm actually shocked that it's shocking to the world, because the main reason why women got into relationships very much in the past was mainly because they needed to be in a relationship. It was very difficult for a woman to sustain life just living without being in a relationship or being connected to a man previously. But now that need to be connected to a man has been taken away. Women are now independent. Women can earn money for themselves. Women can live on their own. And with that need being taken away, that now women don't need men anymore, we are starting to see women thinking deep about their relationships with men, about their gain, what they gain from relationships with men, and what they actually lose and what they actually give of themselves into this relationship with men. And after considering the cost benefits of relationships with men, they are starting to decide to remain single. So I don't know why people are shocked by that fact. It is actually something that should be expected, because women don't really gain much from being in relationships with men, while they actually give a lot. They actually do a lot of invisible labor and emotional labor when they are in relationships with
The
men.
single men out there who keep wondering why women are opting out of marriage and why so many women are content being single, my answer is going to surprise you. Believe it or not, it's the married men and women. That's what's keeping the women single. Every day on this app, we watch a little bit of rage baiting with a married woman showing how her husband weaponizes his incompetence. They've read the Facebook post where you wish your woman a happy anniversary, but you brag about how you put her through this and that, all the ups and downs, how you completely dogged her out, but through it all, she stuck by your side. And we also see the 40% of married men who are on the dating apps. We watch these married men cosplay as single men all the time. They don't like seeing that these men can't be faithful, and a wedding ring and some wedding vows doesn't change that man. So if you're out here and you're wondering why the single women are so happily opting to remain single, and you're like, what's the problem? What happened? Is it social media? Is it the dating apps? Is it Kevin Samuels? Is it feminism? They realize that some of these happily ever after stories look miserable behind closed doors. They've seen what 5, 10, 15, 20 years of a man's weaponized incompetence can do to a woman. Married men and women are one of the biggest reasons why women are remaining single. Some of them have seen you and your life and what you put up with in order to keep that man, and they say it's not worth it.
80% of single women aren't even interested in dating a guy anymore. Do you know why? Because men are not men anymore. Now, by that, I'm not saying that men are all hyper-feminized. What I'm saying is, even the masculine ones, the alpha males, can't even sort out a date properly. They don't even know the sidewalk rule. They don't even know how to pick up a girl, open doors for her. The usual basic stuff, like pulling out a chair, grabbing her coat in the restaurant and taking it off. They think that that's cringe. They think that splitting the bill on a date makes them a masculine man. Fuck off! These ladies just want a guy that's going to say, hey, I want to meet you tomorrow at 8 o'clock because I'm really interested in you and getting to know you. It doesn't matter about the bill or the whereabouts of the restaurant. I'm not thinking that you're trying to use me for a free meal or anything like that, you know? They just want a guy that's just going to say, I'm interested in you, let's go, date tomorrow night, I want to get to know you. They ask questions. Believe it or not, guys, ladies know that you're not interested because you're not asking any questions about her. I'm going to take care of everything, okay? Girls are crying out for a guy to just literally get her in her feminine energy, and you don't necessarily need to be an alpha male that's built like a brick shithouse. You can be the most feminine, flamboyant guy but still have masculine qualities, and girls will probably even like that even more, okay? They just want a guy, a man that's going to say, hey, rise to the occasion, man, because girls are just sick of it and they would rather just be the masculine in their own life. They can take care of themselves these days, you know. If she's inviting you into her life and she's saying, hey, I'm sick of doing this all on my own, would you like to be that man for me? You better rise up and be that man, or else fuck off. Ladies, tell me I'm lying.
Now that folks are really understanding the depths of the far right and like rapers and how like young men are so acceleratingly being radicalized, I hope that really, like, for our mothers and our grandmothers and our aunts and like the older generations, you understand why Gen Z women are like anti-dating, because like it's not just, oh, they haven't matured yet and they haven't grown up. No, like our dating pool has significantly shifted to the right. Like I think you have a way higher chance now than you did in like the 80s or the 70s of going on a date with somebody who is a closeted fascist and Nazi. You have a way higher chance of that because they are being radicalized through the internet to become those neo-Nazis, to become fascists, to become grapers. Like, that's what I mean when I'm saying like the dating pool absolutely sucks, and why so many Gen Z women are not dating. And that's why when we say the male loneliness epidemic is not our fault, that's what we're talking about.
Let me tell you why being single right now could be the best power move you could ever make. 5 reasons that'll make you stop questioning it. 5, rebuilding boundaries. You learn what you will and what you won't allow. And that's not just self-love, but that's self-respect. Once your boundaries are solid, you'll be unstoppable. 4, raising your standards. I don't know what it is about being single, but when you are single, you realize that you don't need anybody. And what that does is shift you from accepting the bare minimum. And then you start learning how to wait for someone who's going to truly add value to your life. Number 3, the freedom to glow up. Every ounce of energy goes into you, your career, your body, your mental health, your bag. Focusing on you and working on your passions is the best way to glow up. And that glow, it just hit different when you're building for yourself. Number 2, healing season. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. You cannot build on a healthy relationship with unhealed wounds. Staying single gives you the space to actually heal instead of using somebody else for a band-aid. And number 1, clarity over chaos. Being single, it clears all the noise. No mixed signals, no games, just you focusing on what you actually want without all those distractions. So stop seeing single as a problem. Being single right now is just the assignment. Being single right now is where you grow, where you heal, where you set yourself up to win. And trust me, when you're aligned, healthy love, it will not pass you by. If this resonated with you, follow for more and comment and let me know, what are you doing right now in your single season?
So here's 3 reasons that I am 60 and single. First of all, I divorced on year 29 of my marriage. I left at 54, 6 years ago, so I'm still single. Secondly, when you're meeting guys now, they jump to conversations that are way more intimate than what I desire to be in getting to know you. So that's out. Explicit with things that, no, I'm just meeting you. Absolutely not. Then they want to ask you questions and make you feel like you want to interview. Like, what do you do? What do you like to do when you're not working? What do you like? Maybe it's just me, but I don't like to feel like I'm being interviewed for the role, interviewed for the job. Like, can we just talk and talk about things, talk about the world, talk about what's going on, and then let things just flow organically. But as far as this succession of questions, making me feel like I have to answer the questions correctly to be chosen, I'm not on that time. I'm just not about that life. I'm just not going to do that. Let's just talk. And then I say, oh, I painted this, or I made this, or I went here. Let's just talk. Let's just let it flow. Can we get back to being organic in conversation, please?